here. This is part one of our little mini video series about some basic strength exercises we can do from home to help us improve our efficiency and economy for our endurance performance, but also get us on the path towards reducing our injury risk. So today in part one, we're all about our lower body. So we're going to go through a basic squat, a hip lift, or a glute bridge. Two exercises that are really going to develop that what we like to call triple extension through the lower body. So it's the explosive power generated by the hip, the knee, and the ankle all in one motion to really drive through the ground, drive through the pedal, make sure we're exploding using our lower body. Every step, it's going to make us more efficient. We'll maximise the energy we're using. We're not wasting anything. And it's also going to mean we're switching on the right muscles at the right time. So a lot of endurance athletes generally have quite tight hip flexors. That's generally due to a lot of factors. So it could be a bit of a mobility, a bit of tightness issue, overtraining, but it can also be to not being able to switch on our glutes, which is a big muscle group in our lower body. So if we start developing our glutes, activate them correctly, we're going to potentially release some of that tightness through the hip flexor. We're going to be able to switch on more musculature. It means we're going to drive more power through the pedals into the ground in whichever way we need to do. So we'll get things kicked off with our squat. So a couple of basic tips. We'll just go through it nice and easy for you guys today. Essentially, all we're looking at is three major things. Our feet position, what our back's doing, and then how far we go down. So the first one with feet position, I'll just show you quickly here. We can do this nice and simple, standing on the ground. Feet just starting outside hip width. It's going to give us a nice solid base underneath our body. Some people will be a little bit wider with their feet, that's okay, and toes pointing out is also fine. Some people will be a little bit narrower, but just outside hip width I find is a good starting point for most people. Second tip number two, is keeping our back nice and tall. So I'll turn onto the side and just do a squat for you now. I want you to watch my back position on this first squat. You notice that my back position, and you can go back and watch it again, is nice and tall. It's what we call a neutral spine. So essentially, we want to keep our back in a nice, relaxed, but tall position and a natural position. So we're not arching forward too much, so we're not really putting pressure on that lower back. We're not rounding as well. That rounding is going to put pressure on unwanted areas. It's going to make us compensate, say, through our groin, through our quads, and it's not going to give us that exact patterning that we want. So we want to get that perfect technique every time to maximise the power we're putting through the ground, maximise that athletic development as well. So that's our second point. So our first point, keep those feet nice and comfortable just outside of hip width or wherever it's comfortable for you, preferably just outside though. Toes pointing out, keep that back nice and tall. Third key point is making sure our knees don't collapse in. So I'll do a squat from the front so you can watch. I'll do one here first. You'll notice when I squat down to this position, my knees are going out over my feet and they're not collapsing in. When we see collapsing in, that's generally due to a bit of weakness through the glute because we're not able to pull those knees out in a nice strong position, but it's just general weakness overall. So if we can start strengthening it up by doing some bodyweight squats, so we just keep those feet out just side of hip width, nice and tall through our back, squat down, really develop through our groin and through our quads, especially switching on those glutes is going to keep us in a nice strong position and then drive back up. That's going to transfer over to when we're on the bike, when we're running, really pushing through the ground nice and hard, not collapsing in. I tend to see a lot of runners who are quite weak through the lower body will tend to run a little bit across their body as well. So if we can drive straight down in a nice straight line, maximise that energy output, we don't have any wasted left over at the end. So we're using everything we can in the most efficient way possible. That's our bodyweight squat. I'll just do a couple for you just so you can slow it down if you like. So here's from the front on view. Feet outside hip, back nice and tall. Keeping those knees out. There are three major points. Feet, knees, back. Do this one from the side. So that's our bodyweight squat. We can load that. You can load that however you like. We just start with the basics. This is a really good one that you can do at home. Don't need any equipment at all. You just need enough space to be able to do it. Our second exercise, I'm just going to grab the mat for. So this is what we like to call our glute bridge or our hip lift. So essentially, this one's targeting a bit more of our glute activation. It's really firing those glutes. You'll get a little bit of hamstring in this one too. So it's a good one to get that what we call posterior chain. So we're looking at the back side of our body. So our hamstrings, our glutes. Whereas our squat's looking a little bit more holistically. So our squat's looking at glutes and hamstrings, but it's also looking a lot more at developing that quad as well. So we're developing that really big, powerful unit through the front of our leg, really drive into the ground as well. So with our hip lift or our glute bridge, essentially what we want to do is keep a nice relaxed position on our back to start with, almost like you're doing a sit-up. So most people would have done sit-ups before. We're going to start with a nice flat back on the ground, knees up in that sort of sit-up position. feet nice and close to your glutes as well. That's really important to keep them nice and close. Then I want you to take your toes off the ground, so really driving through the heels. That's a really key point in our hip lift, is that we drive through the heels to get that maximum glute and hamstring activation. From here, I want you to try and flatten your back out by sucking your belly button in, pushing your belly button into the floor, keep your back nice and flat, so there's no arch in the bottom, again that maximum drive. Hands flat on the ground, it's as simple as pushing up with your hips nice and high, and squeezing your glutes as tight as you can so you get maximum activation. Hold that, keep squeezing while we come down, and when we get back to the bottom, relax, make sure that back's nice and flat, sucking the belly button in, then push up again. Back down, up, and down. Make sure on the up phase, when we're pushing up, we're exploding up to really fire those glutes on, and then on the way down, we're squeezing as tight as we can and pulling it down nice and slow. That's going to give us that eccentric loading. It's going to give us that more injury prevention look. That explosion up is that really fast firing that we need for that pedal stroke, that stride into the ground, all of our athletic movements. So we're hitting two things at once there. There's some 2 quick exercises. Any questions you've got, leave them in the comments below. We'll get back to you as quick as we can with those. Any other questions about lower body strength training, chuck them down there as well. We look forward to seeing you in the next video, all about upper body strength training.